Hope like hell EBT gets cut off November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. Not only because it would just be good for everybody to see all the welfare queens be exposed for the deadbeat parents they absolutely are, but mostly because it would be really nice to just pay 30 to 40% less for all my goddamn groceries. Have a wonderful...
Not you guys not knowing that SNAP and food stamps are the same thing. That's why you voted for him. You don't have two brain cells to rub together.
TikTok is in a frenzy, and while I have my voice right now, I'm going to use that hoe. They don't understand how their SNAP benefits are being cut off in November. They literally thought when they heard SNAP benefits, it was only going to hit the black folks, okay? Now, I'm going to say this. When the government shuts down, it does not just shut down for one particular group of people. It shuts down for everybody and they fucking mama.
I'm not sure how to feel anymore about everything that's going on. So everyone's in an uproar because they're talking about taking away the SNAP benefits. Now, I voted for Trump, but I gotta say, man,
white folks are mad about SNAP. Now, all of a sudden, y'all realizing y'all not getting them benefits either. That's crazy, because just a few months ago, y'all was online celebrating like it was some kind of victory when y'all thought it was only black folks getting cut off. I remember seeing posts where people were saying stuff like, good, maybe they'll finally get a job. But now that your own fridge is empty and that card stopped working, you're realizing the government don't care who you are when they're making cuts. See, that's the problem. Some people in this country love seeing other folks struggle until the same thing hits their doorstep. Anyway, let's see how people are reacting to this. Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like and share the video to help the channel out.
Baby, white TikTok is in motherfucking shambles because they don't understand how EBT benefits are getting cut off November 1st, because a lot of them say they didn't vote for it, but they voted for Donald Trump. And see, this is the problem when you play a game that you think that isn't going to motherfucking affect you, but it's going to affect everybody else, and you feel like it's not your problem or situation to deal with. Things will directly motherfucking affect you. You voted for somebody that didn't give a fuck about you. You also voted for somebody that didn't give a fuck about your neighbor. So it indirectly affected you, and now it's directly affecting you because you didn't even know what you voted for. Most white men and women in rural states and rural areas, they are low income and they get benefits through the state. Dummies. And a lot of them voted against those benefits by voting for fucking Donald Trump when they just thought that he was going to deport all the immigrants. They're crying because they're like, what are we going to do for Thanksgiving? What are we going to do? My benefits are going to get cut. I don't know. I didn't vote for this. Yes, you did. Yes, the fuck you did. Sad because now their vote is going to affect millions of people, all because they wanted to be racist. Ain't that a damn shame? Fucked up because of the uneducated bunch of people that decided to vote for this man. Now people have to actually suffer behind the hands of them. They are the problem, and I don't wish them any pity. I don't wish them any harm. I wish that they would disappear. Deal with the consequences of your actions. Don't ask for help and figure it out on your own. Actually, how about you ask Donald Trump for help since you voted for him?
I'm not sure how to feel anymore about everything that's going on. So everyone's in an uproar because they're talking about taking away the SNAP benefits. Now, I voted for Trump, but I gotta say, man, I don't feel warm and cozy about this one. I don't agree with taking people's food, their resources to survive. There's elderly, there's children. I understand there's people on the system that abuse it, misuse it, buy processed foods, however you want to put that. But what it boils down to is just like a kid in a grocery store that's acting out, screaming, acting a fool. You can't blame that child. You got to blame who's in charge, the parents. Now, the government's in charge of all of this stuff that's going on. Senate, Congress, whoever, the president, they're in charge of, you know, deciding who gets assistance, food, so to speak. They created a monster. Now they got to try to find a way to fix it. But I don't feel good about threatening if you're going to do it or not going to do it, because I don't know what the hell is going to happen. But you can't threaten people right before the holidays to take away all they have, which is food to feed themselves and their parents or whatever, and the children, right before Thanksgiving and Christmas. But it's ill-timed. It's not cool. I don't agree with it. I voted for Trump, but I don't agree with taking people's food. I pay taxes every day, and I'd much rather, even I know there's people that misuse it, I'd much rather take my money and feed my neighbors and the people that are like, not doing well and have no money or poor or whatever. I'd rather feed them than send all my fucking money to Argentina or Ukraine. Whoever's in charge of where our tax dollars go, they should all be fucking fired. They should have been fired at the beginning of the year when they found out how much corruption and misspending had been going on, the trillions of dollars pissed away. Find somebody that knows how to figure out the taxes to make sure they're spent properly, not overseas. Enough of the bullshit. But don't take people's food away. A lot of people, that's all they have left to cling to is their food that they put in their stomachs every day. And if you take away the food, can you imagine what would happen? Tens of millions of people storming grocery stores, kicking doors in to feed their children because desperate times calls for desperate measures. And if you have nothing to eat, people already got nothing to live for. People are so depressed, anxious, stressed. I don't want to know what's going to happen. But like I said, you created this monster. Now it's up to you to fix it. We created it. Fix the broken system.
TikTok is in a frenzy, and while I have my voice right now, I'm going to use that hoe. They don't understand how their SNAP benefits are being cut off in November. They literally thought when they heard SNAP benefits, it was only going to hit the black folks, okay? Now, I'm going to say this. When the government shuts down, it does not just shut down for one particular group of people. It shuts down for everybody and they fucking mama. So yes, white people in the Midwest, these Appalachian white folks, y'all ain't gonna have y'all shit either. Now I am gonna say this. When you decided to vote for that man, you put a wild card on the table during Uno. You don't know which way this man is gonna go. And no, I am not blaming Democrats once again. They are holding the fucking line for the Affordable Care Act and Medicaid. Something you white folks on SNAP need. So y'all better buckle up. Now, if there's an uptick in shoplifting in grocery stores, if y'all see that shit, be like Pam on Martin. I ain't seen jack. Because we ain't seen none of it. Now, food banks are going to have a hard time because you already got federal workers that don't have any benefits whatsoever right now, are not getting paid. You also have people in the armed services that are not getting paid, that are lined up at those damn food banks. Now you got over 40-something million people that will not be receiving their SNAP that's going to need food as well. So I do expect an uptick in shoplifting. Do what the fuck you got to do to survive.
Honestly, I'm very happy they're taking away the food stamps. That's great because y'all swear at the poll you were doing something to hurt immigrants and people who look like me, but now all the rednecks and Mima and Papa and Junebug and Slaughterbug and all y'all gonna be hungry this fucking Thanksgiving. Thank God. You thought you were shooting other people, you end up shooting yourself in the foot. Good. Like, great. I'm happy. Thank you. Majority of the immigrants who you claim are stealing your stuff, we don't even qualify for food stamps. Maybe y'all could use this hungry time to think about what y'all did at the poll last November. This Thanksgiving, maybe y'all can fast and repent.
There won't be any SNAP or EBT benefits going out in the month of November because the government shut down. So the government got shut down because you guys can't figure out how to deal with the budget, because realistically what you're trying to do is give tax cuts to billionaires and people who are already rich. So because you guys couldn't come to a resolution on a budget that you guys are going to spend no matter what, you guys are going to figure out a way how to spend all that money no matter what. It happens every time. Now, people who actually need assistance and get SNAP benefits or EBT benefits, they just don't get those for the month of November. And the other thing is, like, there is some money stashed away somewhere that they could pull out and just give to the people, but they're just not going to do that. And I genuinely know at this point that it is to cause outrage. When people can't get their food, that's when it's really, really, really about to become a problem. That's just so clear to see for me. Like, if you're going to start playing with people's food, it was enough to raise the prices of everything and inflation and, like, people can barely afford, but, like, people were still getting assistance. Now for that assistance to be cut off because the government is shut down due to billionaires basically being in control of what's going on and the government trying to give tax cuts to those billionaires,
And like the people who need assistance because there's an imbalance in this country, they are just going to go without now. They don't get any help, any benefits because the government shut down because they can't figure out a budget in the government. This is not good. This is not, no. And I don't know what they're going to do. I literally don't know what is going to happen after this point. All I can see is it causing people to be upset, but very, very upset. And honestly, rightfully so. Like, this is just insane.
Wait. So, we got lots of people posting on social media that they're losing their SNAP benefits. Oh, they're losing their minds. However, they got the latest iPhone. They got their nails done, their hair done. They got a Louis Vuitton bag. They got money for all of that. But they ain't got money to feed their kids. They want the taxpayers to do that. Well, the taxpayers didn't lie down with you in your bed, spread your legs, and pop out these kids that you want us to pay for. So here's what you do. You go in your car, which you probably got a nice car too. Go in your car, go fill out some job applications, and while you're at it, stop at the nearest bookstore and get a how-to book on how to prioritize life. Because I'm sick and tired of it. We're seeing people with the latest iPhones. I don't even have an iPhone 17. And you mean to tell me that you can't afford groceries for your kids? Get out of here. We're done with all of that. I will not sympathize with people who have nails like this that are this long and have all sorts of rhinestones. Probably paid $200-300 for your nails to get done. You're spending $1,500 on a cell phone and on the human hair. Get synthetic. Get press-on nails. Learn how to cook inside instead of going out to eat. Okay? Start budgeting what money you do have. I never in a million years thought, look, man, I got 2 kids. 2, okay? I buy my own groceries, okay? And I had to use food stamps to get on my feet. And once I got on my feet, and guess what? I didn't need it no more. So I stopped applying. I said, let the next person who actually needs it get them. And I'm seeing a lot of you with Louis Vuitton bags going, oh, what's going to happen to my SNAP benefits? Psh, oh, well. A lot of them been on food stamps for decades. Section 8 housing, decades, generation after generation. Look, okay, I'm telling you this much, man. Nothing is free. Nothing in this country is free, and you are more than capable of getting out there and doing something for yourself and making something of yourself. Don't let anybody sell you short. And if you yourself are selling yourself short, well then, man, that's a generational curse you're going to have to break. But I will not sympathize with the people who are sitting there on the latest iPhone 17 Pro Max going, I'm about to lose my SNAP benefits. Feel bad for me. Nope.
Really feel, and I'm praying for the people that work in the welfare offices, because they're going to get swarmed in person and on the phone, email by these numbskull MAGA voters that didn't know that their SNAP benefits and all of their other social welfare program benefits that they depend on heavily in order to feed themselves and to live the lives that they live are going to get taken away because of Donald Trump. And because they would have rather voted for a white supremacist and a racist than the black woman that was extremely well equipped. You know what I'm saying? And it's really unfortunate, bro, because all of this, like, they want us to riot and they want us to loot and steal in order to boost the crime rates so that Donald Trump can invoke the Insurrection Act and so that Donald Trump can be like the real authoritarian leader that he wants to be. All of these things were in Project 2025. All of these things were things that Donald Trump said he had no idea about, but somehow miraculously he's performing it to the T. He's doing everything perfectly, crossing the T's, dotting the I's. Everything that was in Project 2025 is going on right now, albeit it's a little bit slower, thankfully, but it's still happening.
Man, I fucking hope like hell EBT gets cut off November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. Not only because it would just be good for everybody to see all the welfare queens be exposed for the deadbeat parents they absolutely are, but mostly because it would be really nice to just pay 30 to 40% less for all my goddamn groceries. Have a wonderful
Okay, genius. Albite, explain to us, how does people being made to go hungry because they don't have their SNAP benefits, their food stamps, how does that lower your grocery bills? How does that translate to you paying less for groceries? Educate us. Tell us how that happens. As I understand it, if SNAP benefits don't go out and that money doesn't get spent, the money goes right back into the general fund. I hadn't heard of Congress passing a MAGA assholes who hate poor people grocery rebate bill where they like send you a check. Or what do you think they're going to do? You think they're going to call up, the Piggly Wiggly and tell them, hey, charge that MAGA asshole less for groceries because people don't have SNAP? Can you explain it? You mean because people who are in the grocery store people who would normally be going to the grocery store because they have EBT cards and SNAP benefits now can't go to the grocery store because they no longer have money to buy food? That's going to make the grocery store lower the price of the food in the store. Why? Because more likely, a lot of small stores are going to actually go out of business, because without those people spending those SNAP benefits in particularly smaller groceries, that's actually hurting the grocery store. So they're probably going to have to raise prices on the groceries there because they're losing business and customers. So it's actually the opposite of what you're saying, stupid. But y'all ain't MAGA because you're brilliant. It's not because you're geniuses. But just a public service announcement. People going hungry, the people you hate going hungry, that don't lower your grocery bill, not one penny. Don't lower your taxes either. It does nothing for you other than make you happy that they're standing in food lines or whatever other, Cruella de Vil man shit you believe in. So enjoy watching people suffer and starve, I guess, since that's what you're into. But yeah, you're still going to pay the same or more for your groceries. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk, you fucking asshole.
Let's just be real. Y'all really thought when they said SNAP cuts, they were talking about only the black community, like somehow the government was going to go door to door and say, let's only turn off benefits for black families. Come on now. When the system goes down, it goes down for everybody. The shutdown don't have a color. It doesn't say we're cutting off black people and letting white folks keep theirs. No. When the budget gets sliced, everybody's plate gets lighter. And I gotta laugh because some of y'all voted for the very people who've been telling y'all for years that they were gonna cut entitlements. They told you right to your face. They said, we don't believe in handouts. You cheered. You said, yeah, stop giving free money to people. And now look, that free money they were talking about, that was your money too. A lot of these MAGA folks in the Midwest, the South, and Appalachian areas, y'all depend on SNAP more than anybody, and yet y'all been voting like these people actually care about you. They don't. They care about their donors, not your dinner. Now I'm seeing people online crying, saying, this isn't fair. I worked all my life. Yeah, and so did the people you laughed at. You see how that works now? It's the same system that been hurting poor folks for decades. But now that it's hitting y'all too, suddenly y'all want to talk about how broken the system is. Welcome to the club. And look, I'm not even trying to be mean. I'm just being real. This is what happens when you pick politics out of hate instead of common sense. Some of y'all heard cut welfare and instantly thought they mean black people. So you clapped for it. You didn't stop to think about the fact that your cousin, your grandma, your own family was using those same programs too. When you vote out of spite, it always comes back around. You don't get to say stop government help when you're literally living off that same help. Now y'all talking about the system failed us. No, you failed yourself by not listening. And I keep saying this. When the government shuts down, it doesn't just shut down for one group. It shuts down for everybody and their mama. So yeah, white folks in the Midwest, in Appalachia, in small towns, your stuff getting cut too. Nobody's special when the budget runs dry. At the end of the day, I don't even feel bad because when you were laughing at black families struggling, you were quiet. Now that it's your turn, you want sympathy? Nah. You can't keep voting for chaos and then cry when the chaos shows up at your door. You can't keep cheering when others lose and then act shocked when the same thing happens to you. This right here is karma, loud, fast, and straight to the mailbox. Maybe next time, instead of voting out of hate, people will start voting with sense. Anyway, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like, and share the video to help the channel out. See you in the next one. Bye.